What's going on, guys? Today I wanted to talk about crosshair placement, aiming in Counterstrike, how it works, especially because I came from a console game. I came from Halo. I played that game competitively for many years, and I've always played Counterstrike on the side, but I think I want to fully transition to Counterstrike, just because Halo's been in a rough spot for the last 10 years. So tips for aiming in Counter-Strike. I want to go over aiming and crosshair placement and how that works, because aiming in Counter-Strike is very different than aiming in a game for, like a Call of Duty, or aiming in Halo or Apex or whatever you're from. Apex, I'm not really sure that much about Apex, but all these games involve one thing. They all involve tracking, heavily tracking your targets, really keeping the crosshair on the whole time. And that's because they have longer kill times. In those games, you have to spray them down for an extended amount of time with your gun to kill them. They usually have shields or health. Call of Duty a little less so, but so aiming in Counter-Strike. So most of the time in Counter-Strike, if you are defending, you are going to be looking at an angle where you expect an opponent to be. So let's take this for example, this wall right here. So if I'm a terrorist attacking the A-bomb site, I'm going to walk out like this, because you always want your crosshair to be where you think your opponent's going to be. So if I'm going to come up cat here, the first thing I'm going to do is have my crosshair about here. You want it a little bit away from the wall so you can anticipate if they run out. You don't want to hold it too tight, or else you're not going to be able to react like that. You're not going to see them, you're not going to register their movement fast enough, and you're going to miss. They're going to strafe you. So you want to hold it out a little bit. And for angles, you want to pre-aim angles. So what do I mean by pre-aim? So pre-aiming is where you line up your crosshair before you see the person. So we're holding this, expecting them to run. Okay, I want to move up cat a little bit. I want my crosshair here. So when I swing, I'm expecting to shoot somebody here. I'm expecting them to be holding this. So I'm aiming through this wall. So when I come out, you can shoot them. You have your crosshair right on them. You can light them up the second you come around the corner. So it's the same kind of philosophy on CT side as well. So if I'm holding this angle here, if I'm on a site holding, you want to have your crosshair a little bit away from the wall so you can anticipate them swinging. Sometimes they can counter this by, I've seen people jiggle peek a little bit, so they'll show their shoulder and then they'll swing wide. That kind of gets you to, because if you see somebody shoulder peek, you're going to try to hit them, and then they're going to go wide, and you're screwed. So it's kind of a mix to anticipate the corner and the wide swing. And it's a game. It's back and forth. You want to do the same thing as a CT. You want to essentially, like behind this box here, you want to go back and forth until they're there, and then you can spray them or you can tap them or whatever. When it comes to clearing angles, so let's say you're T side hitting B site. The same thing as going up cat. So right here, we're expecting a push here, holding a little bit away from the wall. Come out. We're expecting this angle here. Check this guy. Next angle is probably back sight. So check back sight. You don't want to show yourself too much. Check back sight. Next angle is big box. So check this. I guess this barrel, and then big box. Check all that. Come out. Now, as we come out, we're exposing ourselves to more angles. So come out here, check here, go back to here, check here, boom, boom, checking all these angles as we go. Obviously, I'm doing it a little sloppy, but if I were to do this, if I was actually coming out, I'd probably do this. Check all these angles. Come out here, you want to check every corner, make sure nobody's here. CT side, it's pretty, I mean, I've already went over CT side. CT side, you basically just have to be ready for them to swing. If you're, now one thing I know is if you're fighting an Opper, so Oppers post up. Oppers post on site. They want to be ready for you to swing. They usually don't like go back and forth a whole lot. They're ready. They're gonna be holding wide. So if you're fighting against an Opper, you can a lot of times jiggle peek, and once you get them to shoot, once they fire off that first shot, they have a long reload time. So you can take advantage of that by jiggle peeking. You hear the op shot, and then you swing and shoot them. Whenever they take that op shot, that's your opportunity to move, to make a play, to whatever. So yeah, I just wanted to go over like fundamentals of aiming a little bit. I think that's just about it. I'm trying to think if I want to cover anything else. Finding your sensitivity. Usually the best way to do is like shoot a dot on the wall and see how well you can track it. If you can track this dot pretty well, then your sensitivity is probably pretty comfortable. But yeah, those are some fundamentals of Counter-Strike aiming.